Alright, today's lesson is going to be the change in dimensions. So we're going to go ahead and use this rectangle up there to work with. Okay. So our first question here just has us answering about the length of the width and the area. Okay. And if we look at our rectangle up here, we're always going to use our bottom here as our width, and then we're always going to use the side as our length. I'm just going to put an L and a W to make it easier for us. So my length, I notice, is 1, 2, 3, 4. My width is 1, 2, 3. And to find my area, I'm just doing length times width. So it's 4 times 3. Give me an answer of 12. I'm going to put U squared. That U stands for my units squared. I'm not really sure if it's inches, centimeters, meters, or anything like that. So whenever I do that, I just put units squared. And that'll also show me too that I'm not talking about a length, I'm talking about an area. Okay. Alright, part 2 here, we have the length of a rectangle is 8 centimeters and the width is 3 centimeters. Okay, so let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Draw that one. Okay. I can even label it width and length. Alright, and I notice that it is 8 times 3, which is going to give me an answer of 24 units squared. Oop. We can make that one centimeters squared. Okay. Alright, so from this I notice that when the length is doubled, okay, and the width stays the same, okay, then the area, and I went from 12 to 24, doubled also. Okay. And if I look at my pictures to compare them to, notice how this rectangle right here is just the same as this one, and then it's twice the size here. By doubling the length, I doubled my area. Alright, so let's go ahead and try it now for when we're adjusting the width. The width now is 6 versus the length being 4, so if we compare our original one here, we're going to make it again 4 is our length, but our width now is going to be 6. So it looks like it should come all the way over this way. My width, my length. My area would be 4 times 6, giving me 24 centimeters squared. Okay, so right now I have when the length stays the same and the width doubles, then the area, if I compare 24 and 12, I'll notice that my area doubles also. Okay. Just like the length, when it doubled, the area doubled. When the width doubles, the area doubles as well. Okay. And you can see if I split my larger piece here, like the same two little rectangles are right here. They're just side by sides now instead of top and bottom of each other. Alright, rectangle number 3, we have a length of 8, which means the length is doubling, and then a width of 6, which means the width is doubling. Let's go ahead and turn our lights back on. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw our shape as well. We have a length of 8, and we have a width of 6 as well. So now I have my new rectangle here. There's the width, there's the length. Okay, now I do an 8 times 6 here, equals 48 centimeters squared. Alright, now I have when the length is doubled and the width is doubled, then the area, let's see, goes from 12 to 48. Looks like the area increases by 4. So we can say quadrupled or multiplied by 4. say multiple, say I'm multiplying by 4. Okay. And we can even break this into 4 boxes that look just like the size of my original one, and it's just in 4 different spots there. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and look at our circles. Okay. We have an original circle here. And our original circle's radius is our center point is just 1. And to find the area of our original circle, remember it is pi r squared. Okay. So 3.14 times 1 squared equals 3.14. Okay. And again, we're just going to use units squared, okay, because there is no scale there. Okay. Circle number 1 then, instead of having a radius of 1, now I'm going to go ahead to a radius of 2. So here's my center point. It's going to go up to 2 out there, 2 out there, 2 out there, 2 out there. I'll do my best I can to draw this. Alright, so there's my circle. Okay. And again, my area here is pi r squared, so 3.14 times 2 squared. It's my answer of 12.56, and it's centimeters squared. Okay. So on my radius, we'll say doubles. Okay. Because I went from 1 to 2. Then my area, I go from 3.14 to 12.56. Okay. In this case, is multiplied by 4. So just by doubling the radius, I'm multiplying the area by 4. It increases that much. Let's see what happens now when we have a radius of 3. There's my circle. Okay. Let's go ahead and plug it in. 3.14 times 3 squared. And I get an answer of 28.26. And it's centimeters squared there. Alright. And so in this case, when my radius triples, okay, I go from 3.14 to 28.26. I need to figure out how many times 3.14 goes into 28.26. By doing so, to figure that I can actually divide 28.26 divided by 3.14, and it actually goes into it 9 times. So whenever my radius triples, then my area, say, is multiplied by 9. 9 times the amount. Okay. So using these rules, using this information that we just came up with here about our circles and what happens to the radius, and then our rectangles, what happens with the length and the width and the area, I need you to go ahead and answer the following 4 questions. Okay. Number 1, we have look at the original rectangle. What happened to the area if you tripled the length, but you kept the width the same? Number 2, looking at the original rectangle, what would happen to the area if you tripled the length and the width? Number 3, look at the original circle, what would happen to the area if you quadrupled the radius? And number 4, looking at the original circle, what would happen to the area if you multiplied the radius by 7? Alright, let's go ahead and see how you did. Alright, number 1 says, look at the original rectangle. What would happen to the area if you tripled the length, but the width was kept the same? You should notice that the area would be tripled. Okay? Instead of 4 times 3 is equal to 12, you would come up with, if the length was tripled, to go from 4 to 12, so 12 times 3 is equal to 36. That triples as well. Alright, for number 2, we have the area would be 9 times bigger. We have the area is 4 times 3 is 12 units. That's our original. Okay. And my width, which was 3, to my 9. So I would get 108 square units, and then 12 goes in 108 9 times. Okay, so because I tripled my width, because I tripled my length and my width, it goes up by 9 times. Number 3, the area would be 6 times larger, so I have an area originally of 3.14 times 1 squared. That's my 1 square unit circle up here. Okay. And so I would actually change it to, my radius now be 4, giving me an answer of 50. Okay. And 3.14 goes into 50 16 times. So by quadrupling the radius, I'm actually getting 16 times larger of an area. And then if I multiply the radius by 7, instead of having a radius of 1, I now might have a radius of 7, and actually makes it 49 times larger. So 3.14 goes into 143 49 times. So that is our changing dimensions, and when we work with the radius, the length, or the width when we change them.